Hello, 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 hello. Cool. Testing, testing. One, two, three. All right. I'm gonna go over a couple of the charts that I'm anticipating to make moves this week, and I'll save my draw up so that as the week continues, we can trace back and see how it went. First one that I want to look at are some USD pairs. Um, with the way that the US dollar is moving, looks like we have broken through a barrier in price, which is the red trend line. And usually, when you have situations such as this, you have a strong impulse. There's one full daily candle right here that broke through our trend line here. You want to wait for a retest of that trend line before it continues down. And let me go ahead. Go down in time frames. So what I'm anticipating is something like this. So we have some resistance here in this area. So I'm anticipating the US dollar to do something like this. And then continue down to at least this area here. Now, if we were to translate that into an actual pair that we can trade, so the first one that I was looking at was Australia USD. We are at a point of some resistance based off the 4-hour time frame. What I'm going to be looking for is another break to the low. When I trade, I usually trade in the MMM theory, which means problem, reaction, solution. Our problem is essentially the market going up and down without any real moves up or down. And what I want to look for is a reaction. Reaction is usually something that comes out of the problem, which would be our black line, our black lines, which in a sense would be our flag. And this formation right here is a flag formation. I would be anticipating a break out of this area and then looking for a possible break up, or if it does respect this black trend line, then it would come down for a triple bottom, excuse me, to this area here. And then I'd be looking for another buy opportunity, looking for market exhaustion. Market exhaustion is price eventually going from a full body candle like these, like this white one here, or this white one here. The body of the color of the candle is full, but before price closed, we're currently in the 4-hour time frame. Before the 4 hours closed and completed, price went from the bottom of this wick and closed to the very body of the candle. That's where it closed when the 4-hour time expired. So this is market exhaustion. I would be looking for some more exhaustion in this area if this trend line gets respected and comes back down. But first things first, I'll be looking for a buy here with pretty short stop. I get in somewhere right here, and my stop loss would be below our most recent impulse, which would be here. I have below this wick here. And then our first profit line would be about 34 pips. And usually when there's a true change in direction, we would be looking for a really strong impulse. So I'd be looking to at least the bottom of this area here for our take profit one. All right, next pair is our EURUSD. We've been keeping an eye on this one for quite some time. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my own personal analysis of this pair here. As we discussed on the DXY, this is just the price index of the US dollar. I think they take the accumulation of the 9 top companies in the United States. So at the end of the day, money movement dictates the strength of or weakness of the dollar. And right now, we're looking for a potential continuation to the downside. So looking at EURUSD, the first currency in the combination is the dominant one of the two. So in this case, the euro is more dominant. So if we're expecting the US dollar to be weak, then we expect the euro to go up. So what I'd be looking for here is an opportunity to get in for a buy. I look for my bias in the daily time frame, and daily time frame usually will give you a strong confirmation as to where the floor of the ceiling is. So with all this market exhaustion here, I would say that this is a strong area of resistance. Now from here, I would take either my 4-hour or my hourly time frame and determine where I want to enter the market. Now, I do occasionally like to use trend lines. I do have other methods that are a little bit more complex that I can show people later if you are interested. But first things first is we have a floor, and then we have a resistance trend line. Our floor is going to be the start here, and then it would end here, like so. That would be my area of entry, preferably. Now, usually what happens is when you have a trend line, then you have a straight horizontal floor. It'll usually bounce from trend line to floor, trend line, floor, trend line, floor, trend line, and then back to the floor. So if it comes back down here to this area, I'd be looking for an opportunity to buy. Say back in this area here. And then my stop loss, so if I'm incorrect, be a 19 pip, 20 pip stop loss. Actually, let's just do 25 just to be safe. Have it below the lowest wick, which is that one. And then My first take profit will be a little bit better than a 1-to-1 ratio. But what I'm really looking for is the bigger move, like what happened here. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a breakout. Okay. Now, my first take profit would be where you have the most common floor and resistance price. And what I mean by that is price came down here and resisted. Delete that one. Price came up here and hovered around. Price came down here, hovered around. Price came up here, resisted, then went through. Same thing here, and now it's here. So as we get narrower and narrower from the trend line and the floor, we're going to be looking for an opportunity to buy at the lowest point. So right here would be my entry. My stop loss would be 25 pip stop loss, and my take profit one would be roughly 60 to 65 pips. Okay, let's do one more. What else was I looking at? Euro Canada. So this is a little bit different. So as stated before, you want to look for some floor and resistance, support and resistance, excuse me. There's our support, and there's our resistance. Here's our resistance right here too. So this is also our problem. And what I'd be looking for is a breakout somewhere get back to this area here and then go in for a sell here. Now back here in this area, I actually made a nice profit on this double top formation here, aka an M formation. And before it did that, it jumped out of a problem situation, which was here, jumped out to the double top, and then I wrote it down. Now we're in another problem here. Boom, 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 boom. Bounce from top to bottom. I'm looking for Canada to potentially be strong this week. I also anticipate the US dollar Canada to go down, not only because the US dollar is weak, but potentially because Canada's currency is going to be strong as well. You know, at the end of the day, you never know the exact reason why something is moving the way it does throughout the whole week. You just want to pay attention to where you are in the market. What level are you at? Are you in the middle of the market? Are you at the top? Are you at the bottom? You know, good traders, they're patient. They understand that, you know, foreign exchange is 85, 90% studying the market and waiting for it to get to a certain point. And another 10 is actually doing the trading, minimizing your risk and maximizing your reward. So, you know, if the market ends up coming up here and closing with a full body candle somewhere up here, I would wait for it to then come back to this area and potentially give us a triple top situation. But if I have some market exhaustion, wicks showing in this box here, I'd be looking for a sell in this area. And my risk to reward situation would be something like this. So I'd get in somewhere here. My stop loss would be above this wick right here. And then my take profit would be back to my resistance line. All right, we'll go ahead and leave it at that. I don't want to overwhelm you. You know, traders don't trade every single pair, or at least good ones don't. They don't trade every single pair every single day. You know, sometimes it only takes you 1, maybe 2 days to have a solid week of profits. So, you know, at the end of the day, you're not looking to trade everything. You're not looking to trade every day. You're taking responsibility for your money and using proper risk management and getting into the right areas, the right floors, and the right ceilings, and then writing it down and being patient. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll go ahead and save this as a recording for you to take a look at later, and there'll be more of this to come. Thanks.